In some countries, if a woman has premarital sex, it can ruin her chances of ever getting married, her family's reputation, and even their finances. But now there is a way for women to hide the fact that they've already had sex. Hymen restoration can turn a sexually active woman back into a virgin again. And on tomorrow night's 2020, Lynn Shear spoke with a young Middle Eastern woman for whom this surgery is literally a matter of life or death.
Right now, what would happen if you told your parents where you are and what you're about to do? You rolled your eyes.
Yeah. I could never, ever tell them that. Never. I would tell them anything, but not this. No.
What would happen to you if you are not a virgin when you get married?
I'll be humiliated and maybe killed.
And maybe killed, is what she says. Please welcome back 2020 correspondent Lynn Shear. Welcome back. You're interviewing her at the clinic where she's about to have the procedure?
This is a clinic in Canada, and she is about to have her hymen restored, which will make her, as she and someone else put it, a make-believe virgin. She knows perfectly well this is not going to make her a virgin again, but she needs to do this to preserve her honor.
Yeah, what about the boy or boys who also know perfectly well she's not a virgin?
Well, that's why she was in shadow. Because none of the women in this piece that we interviewed would let their faces be seen, as you can well imagine. This is all about lying. This is all about deception. Because they are trying to fool the man that they're going to marry, and they're trying to fool her parents and his parents, dare I say it, who will want to see the bloody sheet.
So they want actual evidence that she was a virgin at the time of her marriage.
Why can't she just, like, prick her finger at the right moment?
I'll send you up there and you can talk to them.
These are practical things that you can do.
I'm looking at it. It says hundreds of young women from many cultures, Latinas, Middle Easterners, Chinese, Koreans, pay approximately $2,500 to have their hymens surgically restored.
And this is at a clinic in Queens, New York.
Really?
That the one we saw, we went to a couple of clinics. This one was at Toronto. There is a woman out in Queens who does exactly the same thing, right here in this very city.
Does that hurt? It must hurt.
I'm told, I didn't have it done, folks. Maybe it would help, who knows. I'm told that it's a very, very minor procedure. There is anesthesia, so you don't feel a thing, and they're up and walking out of there in a couple of hours.
What's amazing is how different the fact that these women want to have sex, they are having sex, but then their culture is not caught up to that at all. That they're acting in a way that their culture does not permit. It's amazing, because they must be having sex with one guy and then marrying a different guy.
And starting out the marriage as a lie. Never telling the husband their real story, which they appreciate could be a very bad thing.
But Lynn, you actually quote an imam in the story that says, the honor of a family and of the men are in between the legs of women.
God.
In the Middle East, in many areas, it is viewed that the bride's virginity, the young woman's virginity, belongs to the whole family. They're the ones...
Well, that's what I call Thanksgiving dinner.
Jesus. I'll tell you something, you could look at it as we generally do and say, this is disgusting. Why would anyone have to go through a procedure like this, particularly a young woman? And yet some of them might look at some of the cosmetic surgery things that are done to Western women and say, wait a minute, what are you doing to your nose, to your eyes, to your whatevers?
But nobody kills you if you get an eye job.
True. There is definitely there is a life and death aspect to this.
And how serious is that? I mean, when you say there's a life and death aspect, how often does that happen?
You have heard the phrase honor killing. It has unfortunately been a long, ghastly tradition in parts of the world. We are told it doesn't happen anymore. We are told, however, it could happen at any given time.
We're also told there are no human rights violations in other countries.
There you go. The clitorectomies that they do in some parts of the world, that's just disgusting, and that still goes on.
But no one denies that goes on. They're quite upfront about that one.
You see this becoming, I don't mean to say cosmetic surgery, but women who don't culturally have to do it, who decide, yeah, I'd like to be a quote-unquote virgin.
Well, I will tell you that I know someone, and I'm not going to say who it is, and you know who have actually said to me, do you think I should get it done? And my answer is, come on. Who needs it? But people kid around about it. But
really?
Listen, this is yet another way of getting surgically restored what nature or perhaps a moment of passion has destroyed.
Yeah.
We do it all the time.
But you notice they don't ask the boys to, to do anything. There's
And
nothing.
boys are not meant to be virgin grooms.
Yeah.
It's only virgin brides.
Well, there'd be
right?
no way
That
to
hear
check
that.
it anyway. What are
Right.
you going to check with that? I'm going to go to Restoration Hardware this week. I'm in the mood for that.
And they do get
What are you
checked.
getting there? The virgin Just restoration. That's all. Any kind of
Some of the
restoration.
girls do get checked before the night before the wedding.
Yeah.
In some of these cultures, by
Who checks? Yeah.
sometimes the mother-in-law,
The mother-in-law.
sometimes a gynecologist.
All right, you've now crossed all lines, Lynn. The mother-in-law's checking.
Anymore. That's right. Okay. Our thanks to Lynn Sherry. You can catch a report on 2020 Friday night at 10 p.m. right here on ABC. We'll be right back with Justin Guarini.